We can start, ma'am.
Yes,
Very
you
good
please
morning
start with
to
the
all.
proceedings.
Okay, ma'am. A very good morning to all the participants present here. I take this opportunity to welcome you all for this 5 days ATAL sponsored FDP on AR/VR technologies, a game changer for healthcare industries. It's my pleasure to invite you all for this event. Uh, the interest over the AR/VR technology made us to participate over here or to mingle in this event today. With no delay, I request Madam Dr. L.M. Nitya, Dean CSE and IT of SNS College of Technology, to brief the note about the scope of the FDP, and to talk about the institution, please. Ma'am, over to you, ma'am.
Thank you, Vasigi. Good morning, everybody. It has been a great opportunity to organize this AICTE Training and Learning ATAL Academy FTP on the topic AR/VR technologies, a game changer for healthcare industry. When I thought of applying for a FTP, my first thing which came into my mind was AR/VR. And specifically, I thought of this application of AR and VR in medical industry is going to rule the coming decades. Then using AR VR only for gaming purpose, application of it or developing technologies for medical industry in the area of AR VR will be really a need of this hour. Hence, I thought of applying for FDP on this topic, and I am fortunate that AICT has granted me this FDP, which would be a really a useful one for the learning people. No matter what language we speak, kind of smiling hello will definitely change the circumstance. So I take this opportunity to welcome you all for this FDP, where for the next 5 days we would be having a really a useful and interactive sessions, which would help us to learn more things. And I am sure that this would be more informative to you all. SNS College of Technology, it is an autonomous institution. It was started in the year of 2002 and is accredited by NAC UGC twice with the highest A plus grade. And it is 5 branches of UG are accredited by NBA for nearly 4 to 5 times. And specifically, Department of Information Technology is accredited by NBA from 2008 onwards. We have nearly 15 batches of students passed out of our IT department, and our students are working in all areas from industries to entrepreneurship to, and also they are even into spacecrafts or into defense sector. This faculty development program has been mainly coined to cover the areas such as the components of AR/VR, the technologies behind AR/VR, and the fascinating applications of AR/VR. And we have invited resource persons, eminent resource persons from renowned institutions and industries. Nearly, we have some 12 sessions with resource persons of good learning. I'm fortunate and I'm happy to welcome all the resource persons who are going to make these 5 days a really useful one. And I also take this opportunity to welcome the delegates who have come from all parts of the country and from north, east, and even southern part of the country, and who is going to be get benefited out of this FDP. I also request the participants, if you have any doubts or clarifications or any thing needed, we are ready to help you all. Our organizers will be ready enough at any time. You could post your queries in the WhatsApp group, and it would be rectified in no time. So finally, I take this opportunity to welcome you all. Especially today's session, we are starting delay by 4 or 5 minutes. Today's session will be handled. First session is introduction of AR/VR. Our guest is already in the lobby, and I take this opportunity to welcome him to this faculty development program, Dr. Ramesh Shahabadkar, Professor CSE of Ambo, Waliso Technical Campus of Ethiopia. Hearty welcome to you, sir.
Thank you, madam. Thank you, madam.
Once again, I welcome all, and let us have a fruitful learning out of this 5 days FTP.
Yes.
Thank you once again. Over to Vasagi.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Now I invite Dr. M. Udaymurthy sir to introduce the chief guest for this session. Over to you, sir.
Thank you, ma'am. Good morning to all. So, it is my wonderful opportunity to introduce about our chief guest for this today's session. So, here I am going to introduce Dr. Ramesh Shahabadkar, Professor, Ambo University, Waliso campus, Ethiopia. So, he is a multitasking personality having 25 years of experience in academics and industry, have been actively involved in technical education, corporate training, and intellectual property rights. He held various positions in academics and reputed institutions like Professor and Head, Dean, Industry Institute Interaction, Professor, and followed by various positions in industries like Head Patent, General Manager Patent Services, Patent Consultant, and Analyst in various industries. He delivered a lot of technical talks and acted as a resource person for the various events. And into his credit, he published 8 Indian patents and 1 international patent. He published 2 books, which is in the topic of multimedia security and IPR. And to his credit, he published 31 plus international journals chapters. So apart from this, he is a person who is having the known for his valuable contributions like he is acted as a teacher, teaching and mentoring, and career counseling, academic management, peer monitoring, patent research, center of excellence, placements, especially in brand building. So here it is a nice time to get the guest like this. Uh, so herewith I welcome Dr. Ramesh Shahabadkar sir for this wonderful session. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Dr. Uday. I know him for a long time now. He's a very nice, sweet, gentle person who helped me. I worked in Coimbatore for some time. That time I had a difficult time to manage my Tamil. He helped me a lot to settle down. So special thanks to you to continue to have me with you in your all ventures which you are going and associating with various institutions and other technical forums. I personally thank you, Mr. Vidya, and management and the dean and the other organizers of the FDP to having me here. We can start a session if you want.
Yes, sir. We can start the session, sir. I hope our participants would enjoy the session today. Over to you, sir.
Yeah.
You can start the session. Thank you, sir.
Just let me know wherever it is not visible. I will be playing. My presentation would have a PPT, a combination along with a video. So wherever you find it difficulty, let me know because right now there should not be any problem as such. You are able to see my PPT?
Yes, sir. We could able to see, sir. Thank you so much.
So introduction to virtual reality and augmented reality. As we know, if I speak about myself a little bit from where we started our engineering, that time it was all desktop oriented and very all these newer technologies what we are going to talk about were not there. From there, about 35 years of journey where we are part of the new technologies, where we are handling these technologies in discussion. So my PPT will have initially virtual reality. And before I start, let me play a small video of 1.5 minutes so that you can know about it. Then after that, I'll come back to your what is called as PPT. So that's how my combination of presentation would be. So it will take a little bit time in toggling and other thing. Please bear with me. You are able to see video, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So let me come back to my PPT. You're able to see my screen, I believe.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So that initial video I played, because this technology is what we are talking about, should have an impact on visual feeling and an experience about how this whole industry is going to take us in our present day life. That's why I felt it's mandatory to show some videos along with my PPT so that you actually feel and experience it. Basically, this is an experiential learning. Earlier times, when we go back to our education model or any model of learning, we need to visualize or imagine things which were very difficult to visualize without experience. But virtual reality and augmented reality is going to give us actually the feeling of how it is going to be with a visual way. So that's the whole idea about giving you the videos in between. Hope you enjoy it. So let me start with my presentation. Introduction to virtual reality. An artificial environment created with a software and presented to the user to experience the magic. You have seen just now a video which covers various domains. Probably you can see the magic of things which are happening, are going to happen in our life. So the user immerses himself in a three-dimensional environment with almost 360-degree view today. We used to call it as panoramic view, but now the concept has come 360-degree view. It is available on Facebook also these days, where you can create a 360-degree view of image or a video. So these whole things are happening in our life. So coming back to saying that we need to immerse ourselves in the various experiences of these visual, what you call it as magics, to experience what I try to be and what is that I'm going to expect from this, what is that I'm going to be offered with, what I'm going to get ready to offer to the society. So these are the whole things which are put in the form of a visuals, where I really dwell in self in making things happen and experience it. There are so many things which were said you experience by heart, experience by mind, or experience the whole things they used to ask in the olden time. But that is made a little easier by providing you a visuals. So experience of a real environment, almost an approximate real environment, you're going to have it. So experience through senses. The VR can be experienced through sight and the sound. Let me take you through a little bit of history of virtual reality. Morton Hellick attempted to simulate different senses in 1950s. So we are in 2021. If you calculate the number of years, it is 71 years. Work has gone behind. Then they were experimenting. They were trying to bring in a sensorama machine to provide visual treat, like moving chairs or moving any object. People like Douglas Engelbart gave birth to VR, connecting computers to one screen. For the first time, screen was used to visualize information. Earlier, if you go back in our engineering, where I studied from 86 to 90, where we used to type everything on the system. Like any command I want to experience, I must have to type on the system. Let it be Unix or Windows or MS-DOS, what you call it as. After that, in 95, prior to that, 93, Windows 3.1 has come, then the thing started moving in a different direction. Then we are in highest visualization of information when smartphones have been introduced in 2005. From there, by 2012, 14, 15, the things have started changing. Now we are on today on the beautiful environment of having virtual reality, augmented reality, mixed reality, extended reality. There are other realities. I'm not going to talk about extended reality and virtual, rather mixed reality in this presentation. I'll be talking to you only VR and AR in this presentation. But going beyond, we have MR and XR as well. They are more exciting. We will sometime find a time to do about that later. Then Philco Corporation has come in 1961, devised a project called as HeadSight, Visual Simulation and Tracking System. a military purposes for wherein pilots can train under a headsight, simulate flying to complete the darkness that was offered in 1961. In 1965, Ivan Sutherland mimicked the physical world with the use of his invention called as ultimate display. It would look like the world a person lived in. Like whatever life we are living in, it was given a complete visual feel, visual treat of the whole life when I take a birth to hopefully the death, the whole experience. Of course, after death you cannot experience. Being living, you can experience what has went in your life. The whole thing can be visualized. The whole thing can be made how my life journey is going to be or it is going to be. So what is that I needed to make my life more beautiful, more, what do you call it, as acceptable, more, when you look back, you should enjoy your life. It should not like, what the hell I led my life. That kind of experience trying to be avoided. And it makes us to see that I create something beautiful in my life and something beautiful in my people around, and including my home and the society around, wherein the world looks more beautiful. That's the visual treat what we can offer. So I cannot present naturally the ugliest side of the life. I have to present the best part of the life. So these technologies make us to live something beautiful life. So they are promoting that, prompting us not to have the life which is not acceptable to a life which is most acceptable. So these are the things which are going to come in picture. That's what is the technology is going to help us. Examples of this VR are gaming, which are predominantly, like I was quite often traveling in an airport where at transit time you have to spend a time of 6 hours, 10 hours, 14 hours in an airport. How do you pass your time? How long you can talk? Maximum 1 hour you can talk to your family members. And what is the topic of discussion? There won't be anything every day. So we move on to playing some games on the system. So that made life much more easier to pass our time in a transit times of travel, or the place where I need to wait for somebody, or I go to offices where somebody is asking me to wait till he or she comes. So these things will keep me occupied, wherein I can enjoy my experience of staying without boring myself. Then you have got car showroom environment simulation. This is, as you know, Tesla has created a sort of a beautiful environment today, where it is offering about 5,000 cars being produced every day, which is through robotics and artificial intelligence. Of course, they are going to visualize that whole experience using the AR and VR. So now they have started, Elon Musk has started 4 companies with the different objectives, SpaceX being the rocket industry. And Boring is the company which is going to create tunnels between Texas to California, wherein the car can travel at 373 kilometers or miles per hour, where you can reach almost 400 kilometer in just 1 hour. There are tunnels created. The car traveling something like in a lift from the road to go underground and move in the tunnel in an electrical platform and reach to the destination within no time. That's the Boring company. Then another one is Neuralink company, where they started putting chips in the brain, where half of your brain become artificially intelligent, which means you cannot afford to waste your time, which is going to be what we used to luxuriously waste our time in the past, which is going to be evaluated now. What the hell you are doing in this life? Do something great, because life is only one. Make life much more beautiful and much better. That's the whole idea about all these technologies which are going to offer to us. Then touching a spider virtually, like nowadays, girls or the ladies, they shout or they scream if any cockroach comes. Now you are touching a spider virtually on the screen and experiencing it. And many of the malls, if you go, 4D movies they show where you are sitting on a roller coaster chair and water also sprinkled on the face, where you are experiencing yourself in the under the water or traveling into the space. These are visual treats which we are experiencing sitting on the planet of Earth, which is on the ground, which has a gravitational pull to the leg, where my legs are grounded. But to the scene where I'm floating in the air, where there is no gravitation at all. Like these guys, like Elon Musk, Jeff Bezos, and Branson, Richard Branson, recently traveled into the space where they are floating into the air and spending $25 billion in 10 minutes. So these are the experiential life they are going to offer to us. So life is changing. Life is going to be more beautiful. Life is experiential in a three-dimensional virtual environment. Military training, then how to locate bombs, how to give the virtual treat on the three-dimensional way. These are the few examples which you can take it in the examples front. Then virtual reality applications, be strong visual 3D spatial elements. If you talk about spatial elements, we studied in the 1988-89 computer graphics as a subject, where this particular term was introduced to us at that time. Now that particular word, if I look at now, which I studied in the year 1989, has taken up a three-dimensional view now. Earlier, we used to draw a graph which used to visible in a three-dimensional way, in a graph way. By hand, I draw. On a paper, I draw. I give some object I create, physical object, make the people to experience it. But that is given a visual treat now with a more colors, more beauty, more wonderful experience. Benefit from first-person immersion, 3D manipulation and navigation, autonomy, interaction, and presence support virtual reality applications are offering us. Then the various applications in the real-time applications are healthcare. If you take healthcare, surgeons operate using VR to practice difficult procedures ahead of time. As we have seen, COVID recently, you can imagine how the treatment, there is no medicine for the COVID these days, but still they are able to give us, to show us what is happening into the system, to say that how the virus is mutated, how it is going to take a delta version of it, how various versions of that is going visually given to us. Next one is the entertainment, immersive cinematic experience, visual stadiums, concerts, theaters are being created using VR. Manufacturing industry, if you take today, the Mercedes-Benz and Audi companies are creating cars, including Tesla car company. Apple also started producing electric vehicles, wherein when I talk about vehicles, I recommend each one of you not to buy anything which are petrol or diesel based now. If it is there, burn it or sell it off, because electric is going to be the world next. Try to buy electric vehicles. Ola has already announced 5,000 two-wheeler scooters are manufactured already, 50,000 electric. Travel modes are going to be outdated now to have different prototyping designs. Education, if you look at it, now COVID has taught us, a small child of 4 years, 3 years are taught online these days to the present FDP, where you're all already postgraduates, doctorates, deans, HODs. I am also a professor in university in Ethiopia. We are able to communicate our education way through online, which is possible now. So education has given us a more importance in VR technologies and AR technologies, where we're to a neurons of a human being. Like recently, I was seeing one 4-year-old boy learning from the teacher, and teacher and the student both are shouting. 25 students are shouting, "Madam, I don't understand. Teach me again." Like that. So by sitting at your place, a lot of jokes have been shared in the video, in the WhatsApp and other thing, how online things are happening. People are crying online in some of the places, saying they have to work at home to help the family. So a lot of jokes and a lot of things have happened. We enjoyed all of that being at home, and we are quarantined. We cannot go outside. If you imagine, if we do not have this technology, we would have become almost like arrested at home with depressed minds. So technologies are really giving us a life back, wherein I have got a purpose of life. I feel like living. I feel like doing things. I feel like, see, these are the things which are giving. Otherwise, imagine the COVID is there. I have nothing to experience. You have to see only the four walls of your home. maybe a old television. Imagine if that is the only life, or even you eradicate television also, where no channels are there. Imagine that life. So from there to a technological world where we are moving on to support our presence. Charitable institutions are taking up various removing poverty, natural disasters through technologies wherein they can help people to enjoy their life. Sporting coaches and players are going to be training and learning from the technologies very easily from any part of the place on a simulated platform to a physical platform. That's how it goes. Military operations are trained and taught to the people how it needs to be connecting themselves to the real life. Travel, as you know, any destinations you can book, cancel, view, postpone, any sort of transport like bus, train, submarines, ships, or helicopter, a beautiful flight, anything which you feel like experiencing, it can be done with VR technology or the technologies. Now, coming back to the revenues which are expected in 2025 in various these sectors, enterprise and public sector will have 16.1 billion revenue, whereas consumer sector will have 18.9 billion revenue. Now, coming back to video games, which are going to be predicted to say that the business which is going to be offered are 11.6 billion. Healthcare is going to be about 5.1 billion. Engineering is going to be 4.7 billion. Real estate is going to be 2.6 billion. Retail is going to be 1.6 billion. Military is going to be 1.4. Education is going to be 0.7 billion. Then live events is going to be for 4.1 billions. Video entertainment will fetch about 3.2 billions. Is it visible? I can continue. Right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I can continue, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Next, current potential of VR, where global leaders, industrialists, businessmen, media, artists, and entertainment crew. In every other sector, virtual reality is a trend everyone wants to adopt to bring in new features. Mark Zuckerberg, the CEO of Facebook, says VR has the potential to be the most social platform ever. Immersive, virtual, and augmented reality will be the part of people's daily lives. Imagine, this is going to be the part of our life. What we are talking today, we are going to live that life. That's what Mark Zuckerberg says. Then Shuai Yeshua, president of Sony Studios, he says, working on game development, we always try to create a new kind of experience, and having VR technology is almost unfair. Then Peter Jackson, director of Lord of Rings trilogy, says, we are right on the cusp of major upheaval entertainment world once VR technology really kicks in. Then Miley Cyrus, singer and songwriter, says, I can only do so many concerts, so to be able to have more people experience. Says, Vice President of Product, Gannett Digital, VR is a perception changer for any advertiser that wants to associate with the new frontier in media. Palmer Luckey says, creator of the Oculus Rift device, VR is going to be really important for education because kids don't learn best from reading a book or a chalkboard. You have to give them the experience by putting a VR device onto their eyes, the way in which they experience, which is much, much better than a reading a book or a chalkboard training. So experiential learning is focused. VR applications, education gives Google Expeditions, medicine will give virtual characters, entertainment the wide zero latency, art plus design the tilt brush, collaboration Facebook Spaces. Let us see each one of them. In education, Google Expeditions give VR educational application on Android and iOS designed for classroom experience. You can see various experiences in a class can be given in various dimensions. Like if I want to learn how to play guitar, it can be given. If I want to play a tabla, I want to learn that, it can be given. I want to learn a coding, it can be given. I want to learn any topic of life which I feel I am passionate about it. Let's say I want to learn dancing. I want to become a singer. I want to become an actor. I want to become a sports person. I want to become a doctorate or a academician, or I want to become a doctor. Take any field of learning which is going to be held with expeditions, where the goal is to provide low-cost educational VR experience based on Google Cardboard VR platform. The different roles are guide and explorer. The person leading an expedition on the tablet is called as guide. The person following the expedition on the phone is called as explorer. Then the usage used by millions of students over 100 educational institutions, experiences developed. Teacher-led VR experiences where teacher can select VR tour experience, guide sees tour script, can select immersive scenes to view, guide sees focus point and where individual students are looking. Students connect to as followers, look at what guides highlight. The key findings are low-cost VR, mobile VR can provide a valuable educational experience visiting different locations at different times. Teach interaction key, acting as a guide, providing educational context. VR requires more work, address simulator sickness, ergonomic issues. Immersion presence creates a learning where memorable educational experience can be offered. In medicine, you have got virtual patients which can be treated from various sources of the place to the place where the patient lies to different devices where the patients can be given all the treatments of any disease, including surgeries, which are going to be part of the system. This is a big industry as far as the revenues are concerned. Of course, no less than education. Education is a bigger and brighter side of the life. Key findings, virtual humans can replace actors in the training. Interaction skills in a virtual human translate the interaction skills used with the real human. Students feel a strong sense of co-presence. Having character response, speech gesture increases immersion. VR is capable of creating realistic characters, life-size, intelligent back and speech recognition. The skills learned to transfer to the real world, what is being experienced in a simulation way. Then talking about entertainment, the multiplayer VR gaming in a warehouse space can give me a different games, which is including shooting or throwing a ball or any sort of a sport can be experienced through VR gaming. The wide area tracking where 300-meter square space with 120 cameras can provide me a computer vision with reflective balls and along with the lights. Haptic feedback, where physical properties are used to give me the feedback from the devices which are really existing to a wireless head-mounted devices. Real properties, tracked objects, walls, and many other things can be got in the wide VR game. The key findings are the wide area tracking possible based on the vision, create large-scale wide areas, tracking fast enough for gameplay. Shared gameplay improves experience, focus on collaborative experiences using avatar, representation, and role division. Haptic feedback significantly increases presence, use of physical properties, objects, walls, and other things. Content is king. System need compelling content bar gameplays. The art and design. Tilt Brush acquired the intuitive 3D immersion drawing sculpting program developed by Patrick Hackett and Drew Skillman in 2014. Google has acquired in 2015. Google, Oracle, Facebook, and these are the companies which are giving another opportunity for the people who have skills with them. Let's say you develop something, they find a value in it, they acquire you by giving you hundreds of crores, wherein overnight you become billionaire. So I want to say to the people who are attending that any innovative ideas you have, which is sellable, which corporates identify, like tilt brush you take, a small idea, which has given the person the revenues which are unimaginable. Functionality, where extreme natural 3D painting, sculpting can be offered. Like today you take varieties of constructions happen where beautiful experiences in a home office has to be given, which is given through this kind of experiential technologies, where 200 interface designed to two controllers like Viva and Rift, brush in dominant hand, tool palette in non-dominant. Typical drawing functionalities are like color, brush, width, undo, redo. A lot of operations can be offered. Created content can be exported, shared in 2D, 3D formats. Key findings: use familiar tools. Tilt brush interface has a familiar sculpting painting tools, brush size, color palette. Intuitive interface, 200 tools with natural metaphor, one hand palette menu, one hand for painting and sculpting. Provide magical experience, provide experience not possible in real world. Changing body scale, painting in 3D. Create a community, provide ways for people to share content. Collaborations, Facebook Spaces, collaborative VR environment, VR meetings can be offered for many ways. Focus on communication, speech and gesture. System interaction with Facebook Spaces, Oculus Rift, HTC Vive, upper body tracking, touch sensors, controllers. Loading scenes, direct object manipulation, content creation, selfie pictures, simple sketching. Key findings, minimal social cues. Okay, even simple avatars can provide rich social experience. Shared social context, place users in a same shared virtual reality environment. Shared social context. Audio is key. Provide low latency audio, spatial audio cues. Create a reason for communicating. Why should people want to connect? Create a shared activity, reason for people to conference. Digital trends, best VR apps in 2021, listed here, where VR stop motion film volumetry, Google Earth, travel for geography, Kingspray Graffiti for art and content creation, the Foo Show for VR talk show, virtual desktop, use desktop in VR. Next is augmented reality. So before I start, let me show you a video on this one, which is very nice and very beautiful. Couple of videos I'll show you here, maybe 2 or 3. Just bear with me. If you are not able to see, let me know. I hope you are able to see.
Augmented reality, or short A.
Are you able to see the video?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
AR is not to be confused with virtual reality. In contrast to how VR creates a new world of sensuality, in AR, part of the surrounding environment is actually real. With other words, AR adds layers of virtual objects to the real environment. The first AR technology was developed in 1968 at Harvard, when computer scientist Ivan Sutherland created an AR head-mounted display system. However, AR only became popular when the game Pokemon Go launched in 2016. Today, Lenovo Mirage AR's smartphone-powered AR lets you play as iconic heroes and engage in epic battles right in your living room. Besides gaming, AR can be used to enhance both life and work. Lucas Stefan from NASA Florida Space Grant Consortium has claimed that they are looking forward to using AR to constantly keep track of the astronauts' health while they are in space. Big tech companies have also acknowledged the power that AR holds. Google Translate's AR feature uses your smartphone's camera to translate signs, menus, and similar items in real time from one language to another. The functionalities of AR are being actively capitalized upon because of the fact that they project the images more clearly on your mobile screens. This is also the reason why AR is a common course to rely on whenever a business is looking to establish easier work environments and cheaper facilities than VR. AR contains useful tools to comply with their purposes in a series of professional fields, such as healthcare, manufacturing, education, but also military. AR devices are now being used to boost workers' productivity. They can operate different equipment the first time without prior training. With this mechanism, the guidelines of training and instruction are introduced to the smart devices through AR headsets, thereby allowing a viewpoint from the reality and an opportunity to touch the equipment to be used. AR is also enhancing the retail experience. IKEA, for example, created an app that lets you virtually place true-to-scale 3D models of its furniture in your room. You select an item from the digital catalogue, then using the camera on your device, you can place the furniture anywhere. Many clothing and cosmetics brands are using AR to let their customers know how they would look in their products based upon their size, height, and similar other features, even when the product is not physically present. Nevertheless, the biggest issue that is being worked upon right now is that data needs to be rendered at the very moment of decision making, so that both images and information flow without lagging. The low latency properties of 5G offer promise to solve this problem. In AR, computer-generated content and the real-world content are not able to respond to one another. That's where mixed reality, or MR, comes in. This technology uses occlusion to remove the boundaries between real and virtual interactions. All these technologies, AR, VR, MR, and everything in between, are encapsulated in extended reality, or XR. More on that in another video.
Hope you could enjoy that video. You could see that video, right?
Yes, sir. We could. Thanks for the video, sir.
Yeah. Do you think it's a technology of the future? I say no, because it is a technology going to be in your hands. It is not a technology of the future. The technology which is going to be in your hand, which is augmented reality. So new ways to access information. Like I see the real object, something. My PPT is visible to you?
Yes,
My
sir.
PPT, yeah. So, yeah, if I look at this particular image where the building is visible, and it says there are some information given like monument, some university, saint, then name of that gate and other thing. So what I'm trying to say here is the real object with the locations being displayed there. This both combination is augmented reality. I hope you are able to get what is virtual reality is. Everything is going to get in a virtual way, which is not physical in nature. Whereas augmented reality is going to give me the combination of a real world along with an experience which is a virtual layer, which is going to show me, let us say, this particular office or this particular monument, this particular location is going to be this within illustrations. So that forms an AR. So what is AR? Augmented reality is a real world plus virtual layer, a combination of a real scene viewed by a user and a virtual scene generated by a computer that augments the scene with additional inputs is called as augmented reality. So you should basically understand the difference between VR and AR. VR is totally a virtual environment. Like I see some things in my dream, which is virtual in nature, which may happen or may not happen. That kind of experience is what we are seeing in our dreams. We can experience and say it's a virtual in nature. Whereas augmented reality You're going to take up the physical world object and put a virtual layer along with that, which is created as a virtual scene generated by the computer. Augment the scene with additional inputs like pick a real world scene, select a device to use AR, smartphone, head mounted display devices, virtual objects on the real world scene, augment the reality. Like if you look at the right side of smartphone, there are two buildings and a pathway is there. In between, it is showing shopping center. The time minutes it is showing coffee shop, the timings and the number of views, votes, and whatever, any information about it with a real object which is being given with a virtual layer indicating that there is a coffee shop there, there is a fashion shop there. Otherwise, what normally you have to do, you have to physically go there, inquire, do you have a coffee shop here? They say no, or they may say yes. Do I go to fashion shop? I have to, let us say I'm walking on this street. So what I have to do? I have to go to that building and ask, do you have a fashion shop? They say yes or no. Shopping center, like that. Many other experiences can be viewed easily. You don't have to depend on others to say that whether that particular thing is available there or not. Like whether this road goes to this particular destination, we used to ask in the olden time. Nowadays, I'll put a GPS and try to know what is the shortest possible route to reach my destination. Same way, various shops or various offices, various other things, wherever my works are there, can be made easy on my smartphone to say that this particular need of my particular destination is available in this building and it is rightly located at this particular place. I can experience and get it. So AR has got a bigger impact on our life. So image recognition. So image visual search we do, triggers we port it. Visual search we do. It is Wi-Fi with a 4G technology. Image recognition service, database image retrieval, related information it is going to give on the tablet. Then geolocation recognition, where the Eiffel Tower is there. I use GPS and sensors and related information through position information from the database. So that's how it goes. Difference between VR and AR. AR uses real world setting while VR is completely virtual. AR users can control their presence in the real world. VR users are controlled by the system. VR requires a headset device, but AR can be accessed with a smartphone. VR enhances both the virtual and real world, while VR only enhances the fictional reality. Applications of AR, again, medical, defense, military training, education, manufacturing, maintenance and repair, hazard detection, entertainment. Medical field, augmented reality is a technology that integrates digital information into a user's real-world environment. It offers a new approach for treatments and education in medicine. AR aids in surgery, planning, patient treatment, complex medical diagnosis and situations where patients and their relatives can be made to know what is happening to the system along with the deepest organ which is going to be operated or surgical or any treatment which are given to a system where a patient is suffering. Defense military training, where let us say a flight and vehicle simulations can be achieved with military training, which are expensive in nature. Air Force training is pretty costly. You may have to spend about 10 lakh rupees to become pilot, and the trainings are given maybe in the Thailand, where you are going to fly your first flight, where if you are not able to do a proper landing and takeoff, again, you need to spend a lot of money to achieve that. So flight simulators are given than the actual aircraft. Then the danger of training scenarios will be reduced so that person can really understand how system can work. Battlefield combat simulation, where the ground vehicles, the tanks and armored vehicles gives me the air environment recreates weather conditions and the navigate the unknown sites or the unknown locations. Battlefield medical response simulation, AR/VR training for combat medics, prepare them to provide first aid, bullet wounds, explosive sharpens wounds and combat injuries on the modern battlefield. Military weapon usage, bomb disposal, remote maintenance. Bomb disposal squads enable practice neutralizing explosive substances of various types of configuration. Augmented reality, remote maintenance and military equipment that enable experts remotely advise maintenance and engineers. So don't forget to explore this magic technology. So before I complete, I would like to show some two small videos which are there, which are hardly 2 minutes. I hope you enjoy them in seeing them. I'll play two more videos of 1 or 2 minutes. Let me play you one more last video, which is about 2 minutes.
Let it
So don't forget to explore this magic technology. So from my end, thank you for giving me this opportunity.
Thank you so much, sir. That was a wonderful session you gave us in today in your busy schedule. Sir, you have shared the free. That was very much interesting. As you already mentioned, we have already into this technology. I hope the participants will really explore this magical technology in near future. And I thank you so much, sir.
Hope you all enjoyed the session.
Really, we enjoyed the video also, sir. Thank you so much for the videos, sir.
Thank you very much and giving me this opportunity. And of course, the beauty of this technology is going to give us the exciting experiences. We have to get ready to experience the best. Otherwise, people used to share, my experience was very bad, I suffered. But these technologies are going to make us to compel us rather to get the best experience out of the life. Otherwise, normally people used to cry, say that is not good, this is not good. The negative side of the life has been explored in the past by saying sadistic way. Rather than the beautiful technologies are going to say life is more beautiful, life is more experiential, life is going to have a lot of fun. And we could manage to finish this in 1 hour, which is allotted to me. Hope I have justified the time frame as well. I thank all the Uday Murthy deans and the other organizers of the event and the management of SNS College of Technology to give me this opportunity. I'm open for if you have got any questions.
Yes,
I'm
sir.
open for it.
Yes,
I'm
sir.
open.
Dear participants, if you are having any queries, kindly ask with sir.
Namaste. My name is Sanjay. Sorry for for a quick question or sharing the information. I'm ex-student of Ramesh sir. So I'm in association with him past 20 to 25 years. He was my lecturer during my college days. And my name is Sanjay. Also, let me once again repeat. Ramesh sir.
Yeah.
To give a better experience on this. So recently, what happened is like I happened to change my frame, lens specs, in fact. For this matter, anyone can go to this lenscard.com
Yeah.
and they can find the similar experience what our Ramesh sir showed today. So it allows you to record your face, left side and right side, and then it automatically suggests you the best frame that suits to your face. Okay, with rim, without rim, a half rim, and oval shape. Of course, there are too many number of options for you to select. So this got catched up when I was seeing the videos. So and if anyone wants to experience immediately for by next 1 minute or 2 minutes, so they can visit this lenscard.com website, and then they can experience this. Am I right, sir?
Excellent, Sanjay. Let me introduce to Sanjay to all of you. He is one of the dedicated person for computer science, and I'm proud to be his teacher. He was so young. Of course, I was also very young when I was teaching him. I was around 27 or 28-year-old guy with a lot of passion in mind, and he was so young. Now, today, he is a top technologist in the top corporate companies like IBM and many multinational companies. Instead of Sanjay going to ask me a question, he can give answers here. Sanjay can take care of my question and answer sessions. That's the
Right, sir.
capability. So this is the proof. Of course, we should not claim we have done it. They have put in a lot of effort. We were hand-holding them when they were very small to clear their subjects, their graduations, or whatever it is. But today they have come to the level. I'm so proud that Sanjay is part of this one, wherein he is going to answer to questions rather than me answering. Come on, audience, ask the question. Sanjay will answer
Thank you, sir.
now.
And recently, I also came to know about a news that Dubai, um, it is making very fast check-in counters for the people. Okay, you need not wait for the immigration process when you get into when you as soon as you land in the Dubai. Okay, so I think even for that matter, it is taking up to the next level, where the moment you enter into the check-in counter of getting into the Dubai, once you land over there, so it automatically recognizes your face and then says yes, bye, yes, welcome to Dubai. Okay, no more question of stamping, taking the passport, going with the immigration counter, say what is your name, what is your from where you are coming, show the tickets, fingerprint, etc. So it just automatically recognizes your face. Okay, and then you are allowed to enjoy the Dubai trip.
Sanjay, thanks for giving this example because day before yesterday I traveled from Dubai.
Yes, sir. I came from
I
yes, sir.
went through this experience. I was
Oh,
not
okay.
bothered at all. From Addis Ababa to Dubai I came. I was there
Okay.
6 hours in the Dubai airport.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
In Addis Ababa also there is no problem. There is a small kind of room where I just walk in from head to feet. It will scan me and send me out.
Ah, okay, sir. Okay.
And but when I land in Bangalore, all the problems started.
Exactly, sir. Exactly.
Where they will try to see is there any document missing with you so that they want to quarantine
Yes.
me 7 days.
Yes,
Like
sir. Yes.
yellow fever, we have to take for if I have to go to Africa, I have to
Yes,
take
sir. Yeah.
yellow fever card. I forgotten in Addis
Oh,
Ababa.
oh my
So
God.
when I come in, they are saying, "Where is your yellow card?" I said, "I have forgotten in Addis Ababa." Then they say, "Fortunately, I could search my email."
Exactly,
December
sir.
2019, I had taken and kept it in my email. Fortunately, I could retrieve that
Yes,
and
sir.
I shown them. Then they permitted, but to do that 2 hours, they made me wait there in Bangalore airport.
Yes, sir. Definitely, definitely.
And they have made a business out of this COVID to take money.
Yeah,
I
definitely,
was
sir.
doing calculations in
Yes,
Addis
sir.
Ababa, 1200 bir they take, which is almost 2 rupees, your Indian rupees,
Oh, okay.
to go for RT-PCR test.
Yes, sir.
Then in Bangalore airport, 800 rupees.
Definitely, sir.
So
Yeah.
overall, about 3,000 if you take, and
Yes,
thousand
sir.
thousand people we traveled.
Yes, sir.
In
Yes.
14 hours, they made almost 30 lakh rupees. These RT-PCR people.
Exactly, sir. Yeah, yeah.
So look at the revenues, what is been happening, and you have to have a mobile wherein you have to upload
Yes,
all
sir.
the documents, all the images.
Correct, correct. Yes, sir. So similarly, similar thing happened to me 2 years back as far as Dubai check-in was concerned. So when I visited Australia,
Hmm.
so the moment I land in Sydney, so no check-in, nothing, everything. Just the gates were closed,
Hmm.
and the moment you get into the check-in counter,
Hmm.
so the what you call the camera will scan your face,
Hmm.
and then everything so it's fine. So the gates are open, and you're into Sydney.
Yeah. Uday, let me tell you, Sanjay is a top technologist in IBM and various other corporations. And I'm proud to have him here on today.
Okay,
Thank you,
sir.
sir.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sanjay,
And
Sanjay, anything to share? You can share.
well, sir, it was very exciting for me to see about this. And yeah, so the very least thing for now, all the participants who have joined this meeting, the lens cut for now, today's condition for this particular moment, that's the best side that I can say. But for now, I'm coming up, and in a later point of time, if I come across any of such things, definitely I will share, sir.
Please, please. Thank you very much, Sanjay. Thanks a
Sure,
lot
sir.
for taking out your busy schedule, being part of
Thank
it.
you, sir.
You are still remains my student only.
Yes,
Actually,
sir.
we
Yes,
have
sir.
to become your student now. So much you have grown.
No, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, yeah. Thank you, sir.
Uday, anything you want to say, share, or what is the next move?
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you, Sanjay, sir, for sharing your informations with all the participants. Participants, if you have any doubts, we can open the forum for 1 more minute, or else we can wind up the session. Feedback link is already posted in chat window. You can kindly post the feedbacks. And the AICTE ATAL is organizing it is organizing the inauguration program in it is going live in YouTube. The YouTube link is shared in the chat box. You are requested to join that YouTube live streaming videos. Thank you, sir. Thanks for being with us today, uh, Dr. Ramesh, sir.
Thank you very much, madam, for giving me this opportunity. I become so wonderful that I shared my experience on AR and VR.
Thank you, sir. In the busy schedule, you have joined with us in this wonderful day and session, sir. Thank you so much, sir. We have
Thank
to
you very
thank a
much.
lot.
Thank you
Thank
very
you,
much.
sir.
Thank you. Have a nice day.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Uday. Thanks a lot for giving me this opportunity.
Sir, thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Participants, the next session will be starting at 11:45. So till then, you can attend the AICT inauguration program, and you can kindly join the session before 5 minutes for the next session, which will be starting at 11:45. Thank you so much. We'll be meeting in the next session.
Ma'am, using a same link or different link, ma'am?
Yes, sir. Same link you can use, sir.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.